Hey there, educators! Welcome to our tutorial on adjusting the degree of teacher control in the classroom. It's a delicate dance, figuring out when to take the lead and when to step back. We'll explore 3 levels of control and dive into practical examples to help you find that sweet spot. Let's jump in. 1. High control. Now, high control isn't about being a control freak. It's about actively making management decisions. Imagine a teacher directing every move, from who comes to the board to fixing mistakes. It's like being the conductor of a symphony, guiding every note. Picture this, you, as the teacher, orchestrating the entire process, selecting students, specifying questions, and overseeing corrections. You're hands-on, visible, and deeply involved, offering constant guidance and support. 2. Low control. But, wait! Sometimes, less is more. Let's explore the other end of the spectrum with low control. In this approach, teachers step back a bit after giving initial instructions, deliberately limiting interventions. It's about giving students room to breathe and take charge of their own learning. Example, low control. After giving clear instructions, you refrain from excessive interventions. Maybe you suggest different students take turns at the board. By reducing your interventions, you empower students, letting them take more ownership and responsibility. 3. No control. Now, let's take it even further. Buckle up for the no control approach. In this approach, the teacher takes a back seat, refraining from further interventions after the initial instructions. It's about creating a space for students to spread their wings and work independently. Example, no control. Imagine positioning yourself inconspicuously, avoiding nonverbal cues that scream control. You let students tackle the task on their own, only stepping in if absolutely necessary. It's a balancing act between being interested and relaxed. Now, a quick note of caution, that no control approach might be met with resistance initially. It's like introducing a new dance move, some might stumble at first. Consider trying it with classes you know well and trust, then watch the magic unfold. In this part we will look at how do you decide which dance moves to break out. Let's explore factors to consider. 1. Learning objectives. First off, clarify your learning objectives. What do you want students to achieve? Align your control level with those desired outcomes. 2. Student readiness. Next, gauge your students' readiness and skill levels. New concepts may require more guidance, while confident students can handle more autonomy. 3. Task complexity. Consider the complexity of the task. More complex tasks might need more support, while simpler ones can afford greater student autonomy. 4. Student engagement. Observe student engagement. If they're active and making progress, consider lowering the control to foster independence. 5. Prior knowledge. Factor in prior knowledge. A strong foundation might allow for less control, while new topics may warrant more guidance. 6. Classroom dynamics. Lastly, consider your classroom dynamics. Some classes thrive with autonomy, while others need more structure. Adapt accordingly to create a positive learning environment. 7. Reflection and feedback. Reflect on past experiences and gather feedback. Learn from what's worked before, and listen to your students' preferences. Now, let's get practical. How can you gradually decrease control throughout a lesson? Let's explore 3 examples of how you can gracefully hand over the reins. Example 1, guided to independent practice. Think of it as a dance from guided practice to independent practice. Start with step-by-step instructions, shift to small group work, and finally, let students take the lead independently. Example 2, scaffolding to self-regulation. Picture scaffolding to self-regulation. Offer significant support initially, then gradually reduce it as students gain confidence, moving towards self-regulation. Example 3, Teacher-directed to student-led discussions. Imagine transitioning from teacher-directed discussions to student-led ones. Start by leading, then encourage students to take the lead, culminating in a discussion where they steer the ship. To wrap up, adjusting the degree of teacher control is all about finding that perfect rhythm and adapting to the music of your classroom. So go out there, find your groove, and create an environment where both you and your students can dance to the beat of learning. Thanks for joining us.